Hey everybody, welcome to Midday Market here on our YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to have you here. Happy Valentine's Day to all you guys and gals out there. I'm okay to say happy Valentine's sort of kind of to the guys, sort of kind of. It doesn't matter. But happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Today is the day of Valentine, the day of love, and we love our subscribers here on YouTube. Thank you for being here. If you can hear me loud and clear, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know where you're tuning in from. All right, we've got an awesome group of people, and I just want to see who's here and where you're coming in from, both on YouTube and on Facebook. I've got my Facebook chat open as well. I want to hear from you guys on Facebook. I want to hear from you, not just looking to see that you're watching. Chat in. Let me know where you're tuning in from as well. I've got Houston. I've got San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? Yep, go put that on. Helen's here on YouTube. Facebook from Florida. June says hello on Facebook as well. Saju says hello. There we go. I want to hear from you guys on Facebook as well. I've got Yannick from Toronto. Richard from Las Vegas, Etan from Israel. I love that we have a touch across the world, not just the U.S. I'm a big fan of the Florida Keys. Welcome here, Steve, and I appreciate it. VectorVest. What did you say? What are you talking? What did he say? I don't know. Brooklyn, New York. What's up? There you go, Robert. How you doing? Forget about it. Miss McClintock is here. Good morning to you as well. So I'm glad that people are talking to me from both YouTube and Facebook. Also YouTube, June from Hong Kong. Look at that.
Overlay.
Say again?
Use the chat overlay.
Okay, so I've got people. There's Brooklyn. I've got San Diego, Vacaville, California. Glenn, you look fantastic as usual. Oh man, I blush. I blush every time somebody says something like that. Thank you for Maria. I like that. And of course, here's the war cry of VV Nation. Ooh-wee, baby. That is the VV Nation war cry. If you don't know it, now you know it as well. I've got Zion from Facebook on here from New Orleans as well. All right, so now I'm getting where everybody is from. Thank you very much for chatting in. Let me know where you all coming in from. You know, I'm a big fan of you guys being able to learn something here. If you're brand new to the channel, by all means, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you like the content, don't forget to hit the like button. Especially hit the like button, especially if it was worth your time to take time out of your day to join us here for midday. All right, that's what I really want to see. If you really feel that it was worth it to stop by today, take time out of your day, because time is a commodity. If you felt that it was worth it, don't forget to hit that like button. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, with all of that being said, let's get hot and heavy into what's going on. Midday Market is all about what's going on today. I'm not going out really beyond today, but for a couple of things, but primarily what's going on today, what's moving the market today, and what possible trades are available for you to take today, all right? And hopefully I'm pushing to get another day of midday market because it's only dealing with that day. We're still working on it. We'll see what happens when it comes down to that. All right, so I like that. John says, VectorVest, 72 years old, 72 years young. I love that. That is awesome. Congratulations to that. Energy, of course. What's up, Glenn and VV Nation? Illinois, you're in from Illinois, not Chicago. Okay, I got you. Let's get into the VectorVest software and let's start talking about what's going on from the VectorVest system perspective. All right. We can see that today we have a mixed market. The Dow is down 150 points. The NASDAQ, on the other hand, though, is up about 0.75%. So it looks like tech stocks are moving the market to the upside today, or moving to the upside today. But what else is moving? The S&P 100 is moving up about 0.1%, but the S&P 500 is down pushing 0.2%. So overall, a mixed market today. I can see that from the close of business Friday, we definitely have more stocks going down compared to going up. What does that mean? Well, it looks like the market is taking on more of a bearish tone today. In our color guard, we are currently with one red light in the color guard pricing column, which means the price of the composite went down on a week-over-week and day-over-day basis. The market is assuming a little bit more of a bearish posture. Primary wave has now been down for 2 days in a row, but there's a lot of yellow lights in the color guard, and our guidance says we don't advocate buying any stocks at this time. The cool thing about being a VectorVest subscriber to the VectorVest system is we give you this kind of guidance every single day. Now, one of the first things that we do right from this homepage is we start to see where the money is going, right, from a sector perspective. On the homepage, we provide you with the top 5 sectors in the system. Now, on a day like today where the market is mixed, okay, what sector out of the top 5 sectors is doing the best today? And I can clearly see that it's metal products, and that sector out of the top 5 sectors is up over 1% for today. So, knowing that it's number 4 in the top 5 sectors, knowing that it's up at least 1% today, I can start to hone in right from the homepage on a possibility of stocks to look at. So let's right-click on that, and we're going to view the stocks in the business sector. Now, we track 41 sectors, and we're looking at the top 5, and here's 38 stocks in that sector. Now, what I'm going to do out of these 38 stocks, I'm going to sort them by percent price change. So the number 4 sector, up 1% today, and move right in on the stocks that are doing the best in that sector. I'm going to highlight the top 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ZWS, ZVR, Mitzi, and Cornerstone. Cornerstone is the big mover, up over 21, pushing 22%. Now, I'm going to right-click on these stocks, and I'm going to go view the stock graph. Now, from the stock graph perspective, I'm going to go over to, what do we call it? What do we call it? Type it in the room. You guys know what we call it. What do we call it? I know that. And while you're thinking about typing it in the room, I'm going to drink from my Duke's Blue Devil cup. Anybody? What do we call the tool that we're getting ready to use? I'm making sure you guys got a case of the Mondays. There, no, I didn't need you to type it, Joey. But it is the quad thingy. Thank you, Michael. It's the quad thingy. So let's go up to the quad thingy, top left-hand corner. Click on it. Let's bring up all 4. Let's bring them up. All right, and I'm going to minimize that, minimize that, minimize that, minimize that. Let's go look at all 4 of them. Now, remember, this is the 4th fastest sector, and it's up at least 1% today. This could definitely be something worth looking at. We are already on intraday 5-minute bars. We're looking at the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages. And if I'm looking at the 4, wow, the only thing that I like from this right now, where is it? Where's the quad thingy, Joe? Oh, there it is. The only one that I really, really like is ZWS. I look at CNR. It gapped up this morning, but since the day has gone on, it's pulled back. CVR, this was news-driven. Looks like it got bought out, in my opinion. I haven't looked at any news on it. Looks like it might have gotten bought out because the stock just went up and went flat. Mitzi gapped up, pulled back, excuse me, and leveled out. ZWS looks like the only stock out of these 4 stocks that seems to have any potential. Volume is there. RT is getting better throughout the day. The 3 and the 8 have been solid all morning. They converge, but look at the now green candle right now. Let me zoom in. There's the last candle. The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed bearish, but the stock has been steadily moving up higher. Folks, how cool was it to be able to hone in right from the home page to find a potential stock like that? If you thought that that was cool, type a 1. All right. If you didn't think that was worth anything, type a 2. I got to have both sides of the spectrum. How cool was it? If you thought that was cool to be able to find a potential stock to jump on board with from the homepage before even getting into the software, folks, let me know. Let me know. And all my Facebook folks, talk to me. Talk to me. I got somebody who just subscribed to the channel. Thank you. That was Timothy. Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate that. And I got Walter. Water Mapping just subscribed as well. That is awesome. Thank you very much for that. I see the ones in there. Outstanding. I love that. I love that. All right. So if I'm looking at a potential stock from the fourth fastest sector that's making money today, I'm probably thinking and keeping my eyes on ZWS. I'd look to put it in order about 12 cents higher than the high. I'd look to put it in order about 12 cents higher than the high. Folks, we haven't even seriously gotten into the software. We just took a look at what the VectorVest software is talking about right now and potential winner to take a look at. All right, from this, let's go over to my viewers tab. Let's go over to my watch list viewer and let's go to my midday market update. Let's take a look a little deeper at the indices. All right. Now, from the indices perspective, I always like to look at the lower dollar stocks or the IWM, and I always keep my eye on the volatility on the S&P 500, which is the VIX. All right, and look at the VIX moves today. This looks at volatility on the S&P 500. It's up over 6% today. That tells me, and the VIX also is known as a fear factor. The VIX moving up this much tells me that people are fearful in the market, and it normally bodes well to pushing the market lower. All right, 6.5%. It is over the value of $20. Once the VIX gets over the value of $20, that means that we've got a lot more volatility in the market. And again, there's a lot more fear in the market. Close your chat box and give it a thumbs up. Says, oh, thank you for that. No, give it a thumbs up. CNR is flat. Maria, haven't looked at that yet. We'll see. I don't even know if it's on my list today or not. All right, so these are the outside indicators that I look at, which are, again, the low dollar stocks. I want to see they're up. And interesting in that the VIX is rising and people are getting into the riskier Russell 2000 stocks. Very interesting. Normally, these things don't go hand in hand. Normally, there's volatility in the market or fear in the market, and the major indices feel the effect and go down. So let's go back to the graphs, and let's go put in my four indicators. I look at the VVC, which is the VectorVest composite. I look at the IXIC. Actually, let's go look at it this way today. Let's go look at the QQQ. Let's go look at the SPX, SPY, and what am I missing? Oh, the Dow, DJI. All right, so here's my four major indices. Let's go back to the quad thingy. Since I've got four stocks, let's go look at all four of them. Remember, this is all looking at what's going on today, right? Here's the VVC. Looks like it did not gap up this morning. Here's the 9:30 minute. It opened. It actually gapped down, found the level of support early. Found the level of support early coming off of Friday's level of support. We faded the gap. It wasn't a huge gap. We faded the gap, found the session low, and right now we're middling or consolidating. And what's the difference between, for those people who are brand new, what's the difference between the VVC and the other indicators? The VVC stands for the VectorVest composite. The VectorVest composite is an indexed arithmetic average of all of the stocks that we track. And currently in the VectorVest US software, we track over 9,000 stocks. This is the intraday 5-minute move of over 9,000 stocks. So we feel that it is a better representation of the broad market move. Here's the NASDAQ. So the tech stocks are moving. We can see that overall, they've been moving from the market open. Look at that. I can draw a trend line. Look at that. I could draw me a nice little sweet trend line right there. That's my southern accent. Look at that. Got me a little trend line going. Say again?
So look at you. We're so proud.
What? I see Joey's talking to me. He's not talking English. I don't know what he's talking. I can't understand what he's saying. What did you say, Joey?
Nothing. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I see that the stock is trending higher, but I also see that the stock is starting to consolidate just like the VVC is. not far off of its intraday high today, sitting at about the value of 350.61. If the market's going to continue moving higher, I do like the upward trend. If the market's going to continue moving higher, let's see if it can take out that level of intraday resistance, all right, of intraday. So, Lou, could I use the TQQQ? I could. I'm just going to stick with just the QQQQ. It doesn't matter, either or, all right? Oh, I think that the TQ might be triple leverage. I don't want that if I can help it. I don't want that if I can help it. All right, Spanglish Joey. I don't know what Joey was talking. Wow, look at that. Look at the Qs right now, challenging that layer of the intraday high right there. I love that the 3 and the 8, even on the sideways move, stayed pretty much intact. The 3 and the 8. And for those of you who are looking and asking, why do you use the 3 and the 8 exponential moving average? For the main purposes of it works. All right, we like it from an intraday. We like it from a swing trade. We like it from a day trade perspective. Two moving averages that just really work. Now, I'm looking at the Dow. The Dow, on the other hand, though, did pull back a little bit more severely than anything else this morning. Look at that. There's the Dow, but look at the bounce off of this level of support, which looks like a level. Oops, looks like a level. Here's my, horizontal line. Would be nice if I put that on. Looks like it's at a level of about a sigh. 34,368. Look at that. Look at the bounce. Look at the 3 and the 8. Look at the 3 and the 8 still holding on as the stock is leveling out. Look at that. And I like that the Qs, look at what it did. It's got up to that level of resistance, pulling back. I've got a level of resistance on the Dow sitting at a value of about 34,690. If it can break through that today. So far, two indexes look like they're challenging the intraday highs. Oh, how about the spiders? Same thing. So when I look at all of these, it really does look like the Dow had the biggest pullback today. The spiders did as well, but not as tremendous as the Dow. But look, everything is leveling out right now. It looks like the bulls are trying to make a push going on right now. As John says, if Russia attacks, will it really crash the whole market? What are some sectors that might benefit if they... All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, John. One of the biggest things to look at from the perspective of some kind of attack is going to be oil. Oil is probably going to be one of the places that you're going to want to be. Number two, an index or an ETF like UVXY, which tracks the volatility. Anything that's got to do with the VIX is going to be a good play as well, because as volatility increases with the tensions between NATO and Russia, we get some uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty. Uncertainty also increases volatility. That is the way to play that. And knowing that what's going on in Russia, and Russia is saying, fine, if you're going to come after me, we're going to go after Europe and stymieing their energy by way of oil and gas and stuff like that. Tensions, whether it's from a war perspective or from a global market, not just a market, our market, but from a global market perspective, it's going to be affected. So watch volatility. Keep your eye on something like the TVIX, on the UVXY. Anything that deals with volatility may be a good play. Does that make sense, John? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? I think that will be a solid play. And you know other stocks that are going to take advantage of this? Aerospace and Defense. Aerospace and Defense stocks are definitely, because more contracts are going to go to getting and bolstering our military. All right, so does that make sense to everybody? If it does, let me hear you chime in. Does that make sense to everybody? If it does, chime in. My job is not to feed into anybody's hype. No political hype, none of that stuff. A good question was asked, and I tried to educate you on how to take advantage of an unfortunate situation if this happens. All right, if this happens, those are the things that may be beneficial from an investing standpoint. All of this sucks. All right, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All of this sucks. But from an investor's perspective, these are some places where you might want to think about putting your money. All right, so that's what's going on with my indices. All right, intraday today. Let's go back. Let's stay here. Let's go back to my viewers tab. And let's talk about big news. What's happening today and what's happening further down the line? Big news today, stocks that made the news. Do I want it this way? Here's my watch list of those stocks. Let's go out to the news, though. Let's do it that way. All right, let's go here. This is the other side of our economic conundrum. So the global economy is hinging right now on a possible confrontation with Russia going into Ukraine. That's on the global perspective. On our economy, the Fed, and this is a lot of thinking that's going along, especially when the Fed last talked and they said they were going to keep the rates the same right then and there and not do a surprise raise right then and there, and they're going to still wait until March. Fed's bullet says the central bank's credibility is on the line and needs to front load rate hikes. So I don't want to call it infighting. I'm going to call it more disagreement in the Fed space about when to start raising interest rates. So let me take you back a little bit. Why did the Fed not start raising interest rates on the last time they talked? One, because they already set the precedent that they're going to do it in March. Two, I think if they raise rates too fast, that it's going to affect the economy adversely, and they know that. So they've been planning this and setting up a timetable so that people can be ready for it. Now, the other side of the coin is, well, we know that you're going to raise the rates. Why kick the can down the road? Just do it. All right, so there's two thoughts here. Just do it and get it over with because we need to start bringing inflation down. Now, here's another thought coming into play. You normally raise interest rates when inflation is rising. What if we've peaked on inflation and inflation starts to fall? Then that's a double-edged sword by raising interest rates while the inflation is falling. That's, at the same time, you normally do it prior to inflation getting to its peak. All right, so the line of thought in that, one, we should have been doing this earlier. Two, what's going to be the rate increases? Is it going to be a quarter point? Is it going to be a percent? Somebody, Bullard, it was even Bullard that said we should just run out of the gate and raise it 1 point just like that. Holy smokes, that's some aggressive thinking. But does that help get inflation under control? All right, so some things to think about in regards to what's going on with trying to keep inflation under control, because a lot of people are thinking that we're late to the party. And we'll see. Only time will tell. All right? Only time will tell. All right. Robert says, heck yeah. He put hell. I opened 2 new defense stocks in my portfolio. I've got a couple. I have one open right now, and it's actually Boeing. I have one open right now because Boeing's been beat down the most, but there's a lot of good news, and I've been talking about it, whether it's been on Midday Market or Trending Thursday. I think Boeing may be a really good play. All right, what else is going on? The economy the week ahead, what things are coming out? Of course, inflation, consumer spending, and home sales. All right, so that's what's coming down the pipe into the week, and this is a big story. AMD closes a record chip industry deal with about a $50 billion purchase of a company called Zilnex. Interesting. All right, so right behind the chip industry making a big deal, Ford suspends or cuts output at plants due to chip shortage. Shortages of chips is still an issue. Bottlenecks at ports is still an issue, affecting the economy as well. Our ability to get goods, not services, The whole services side is another whole story. But to get goods, this is, going on. Boeing has some big contracts in the pipeline. I know, Drew, and I've talked about it. They got an order out there with Allegiant for 50 737 Maxes. They're starting up with China again. I think Boeing is going to, with everything that Boeing has been through, Boeing may be a good play in that aerospace and defense space. All right, so another thing, coal mines transform society. Now their flooded remains could heat homes of the future. We've been pushing towards clean energy. A lot of clean energy comes from dirty energy. A lot of, it does. When you get to the electric, a lot of that comes from coal. It does. Coal. But now the clean side of that is we got all of the dams for water. We've got nuclear plants, that kind of thing. But I'm going to talk about that as well. Coal is a hot space. That whole industry is a hot space. Ms. McClintock says, I think Boeing will take off when they reinstitute their dividends. Ooh, that's going to be another part of that. That's definitely going to be another part of that because they took it away. Why? Because they was getting smoked with the bad PR. With the bad public relations. So just keeping that in mind. Another story, Twitter to repurchase common shares worth $2 billion. Stock buybacks. That's going to be prevalent in this quarter and next quarter coming into interest rates hikes. Because a lot of these companies, in order to make the bottom line look good, they are going to buy back. And that's only going to happen for a quarter per company. After that, you don't have the money to buy back shares more than one quarter at a time. Watch that's going to start happening. A lot of buybacks are going to kick in as interest rates start to rise. Robert says, went in 212, going to give Boeing a week. I'm just thinking, I think Boeing is a good way to go. If they raise the interest rates, people who paid well over their asking prices for their homes may find it very hard. Will the housing market ever cool off? Oh yeah, it will then. All right. So what'll happen is right now, this is still a seller's market. When it comes time when houses are going to be looked at to be it'll be a buyer's market because then they'll have the control. Oh, you want me to buy that house? I'm going to buy it for this price. And then the seller is going to have to go, heck no, I'm not going to do that. Or they're going to have to move down to the buyer's price. So now it was a seller's market for the last year. Now it'll flip. Now, will that be some kind of a market crash on the housing or some kind of housing? I don't think so. I think that, interest rates were so low, people could refinance houses. People could take out a loan cheaply. That's not going to be the same anymore. And the people, I don't think that they overpaid. The interest rates were low. But now the values are going to eventually start to go down. So we'll see. Twitter is a dead cat bouncing. Ooh, we'll see. All I'm saying is that Twitter is still big social media platform. I'm on Twitter. By the way, if you want to follow me on social media outside of VectorVest, search me or look me up at Glenn Tompkins Jr. on Twitter or at Glenn Tompkins Jr. on Instagram. Either one of those. Glenn with 2 N's, Tompkins with no H. You can follow me on either Twitter or Instagram if you search for at Glenn Tompkins Jr. All right, and I post a lot of stuff up to Twitter. All right, so put that up there. Outside of especially when new stuff comes out new, I post it up on Twitter, and I give you guys an opportunity to comment on that stuff too. All right, next, here we go. In that space, that defense and aerospace, Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman rise on tension. There it is. Rise on tension between the United States, United Kingdom, and Russia. These are spaces between either aerospace and defense and on volatility in the market. These are two good spaces to keep your money right now. Whatever happened to Greenspan walking out with his briefcase? I don't know. I want the whole world to subscribe to, are you saying VV Nation, Marie? You want everybody to subscribe to VV Nation? I'd love for everybody to subscribe to VV Nation. Hit that. If you like, so far, and I can't see it yet, I'm going to move this over, Joey, because I think. I want to see how many likes do we have? 75? Folks, if you honestly think that this is, again, if this was worth your time to be here, I'm telling you, hit the like button, folks. Dan Marie said VV Nation. All right. And if you subscribe to the channel, technically, you will be a part of VV Nation. All right. So, Aerospace and Defense, Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman also. And this is going to be a very interesting story. How many of you watched the Super Bowl last night? Type a 1 in the room. How many of you watched the Super Bowl last night? Type a 1 in the room. Boeing may be a good play for the reopening. More planes may be needed to retire old planes. Gas prices are going up. Now, that's going to be, I didn't talk about that, but that's very true. The other side of the Boeing or any airlines is going to be gas prices. I did not take that into consideration, Michael. You're absolutely right. But I think that if they can get these contracts and make this money, that may offset the rising oil prices or gas prices. I think. That's just my opinion. All right. A lot of people watch the Super Bowl. My Facebook folks, you guys are so quiet over there. You guys need some coffee on Facebook? Talk to me. Man, you guys don't want to talk to me today. All right, so Super Bowl is now being called the Crypto Bowl. How many of you saw all of the crypto commercials? Type a me in the room. How many of you saw there's a lot of crypto commercials, man. Very interesting how crypto is putting their money behind bringing it to the forefront for people to see. There was a lot of advertising, which means they dropped a lot of money into advertising, because it wasn't just advertising, it was Super Bowl advertising, which means that commercial space was so much more expensive. So they went all in. Think about that. They went all in on advertising. It's going to be very interesting how that relates, because we all know that crypto's been under some selling pressure. Was this a way to try to get more influx of money into the space to slow down the precipitous fall? And I do call it a precipitous fall. I look at the numbers on how much crypto has fallen over the last year, and it's a lot. Was this a good methodology to start to try to stave off the fall to getting fresh money? Interesting, right? The Super Bowl was fixed up, same as WWE. I'm not saying that. I won't say that, Lou. How did they pay for the commercials? There's a lot of money in cryptos. You don't think these crypto companies got money, Dave? Holy smokes. These crypto companies, many of the bigger companies have a lot of dough. They got a lot of money. Oh, I like the keeping up with the Joneses too. It's like, keep up, whoever you are. That was Tommy Lee Jones said to the Jonas brother, keep up, whoever you are. That was an awesome commercial. That was an awesome commercial. I love that. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit more about crypto as well. But these are the main stories that I saw today. All of these stories are pretty close to today. This was February 3rd, though, but it played out yesterday in the Super Bowl, which is why I wanted that. You have a crypto sleeper for the room. I'm a big fan of, I like Shiba as compared to Dogecoin. I think it's accepted a little bit more than the others. There's a couple of blockchains that I've liked. Look at my videos in the background of the YouTube channel. I've done a lot of videos. I've done some videos on crypto. I've put out some of the better. I've gone down the line from miners to blockchains to the digital currency. What is that? Where did it come from? Joey. Wow, the commercial played. That was interesting. That scared the bejesus out of me. Holy smokes. So I've done some I've done some videos that actually broke down the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the ecosystem. Maybe it's the ecosystem of crypto. When I'm looking at the digital currency, looking at the blockchains that they're traded on, looking at security for it, the whole 9 yards. Looking at the whole 9 yards. So that's a great question, and there's a couple of videos that actually point out some that I really, really like. All right, man, I gotta have some coffee. That scared the crap out of me. I was like, what did Joey do? Sigh. Of course I'm gonna blame Joey. Joey's my producer. I've always got to blame him, whether it's him or not. He's always got to be blamed. Right, Joey?
And it was your fault the whole time.
It wasn't my fault. I'm going to give him it wasn't my fault. Cannot believe you missed the opportunity to break into song. Oh my gosh, no. That's what happens when Joey takes a break. Oh yeah, I want you to see that, Joey. That's what happens when Joey takes a break. Some music like that plays. But I will tell you, it scared the crap out of me because I was not expecting that. All right, so these are some stories on midday. I want to show you some stories that are taking the forefront in what's going on here. Do you like Heba as well as Sheba? No, I don't know much. Really, Kirby? I fell for that. I so fell. Kirby, I'm putting you in timeout. All right, Dave on Facebook says, crypto is fake money play that has no stability. You know something, Dave? I felt the same way for a while. Crypto is here to stay. I think, especially when it comes down to the metaverse, how are you going to transact any business in the metaverse? You can't pull out money or write a check or use your credit card in the metaverse. Crypto is going to be big. Now, the metaverse is not right around the corner. Don't get me wrong. The metaverse ain't right around the corner. But crypto is something. You remember when crypto was a joke? Right now, crypto is sitting at the table with the big boys. When you say it's got no stability, you've got governments. You've got within our government different states looking at utilizing crypto for pensions. So people are investing in it. People are going in on crypto. So it used to be a point where it was no stability. I don't think that is the case right now. I don't think that. So Dave, I have to agree to disagree. There was a time where I felt just like you. I'm not at that point anymore. How did you like the halftime show? If you follow me on my Facebook channel, I don't give out my Facebook, but if you ever find me on Facebook, you can see what my comments were on the Super Bowl. I think it was on the Super Bowl halftime. I think it was history in the making. That's all I got to say about that. All right, Joey, send Glenda. Kirby, how are you going to send me to timeout? How are you going to send me to timeout? Now, Boeing is labeled as a whole, not buy on VectorVest. That's all right, Water. I'm going to show you something. All right, I'm going to add another stock. So we have Lockheed Martin and Northrop in here. I'm going to add Boeing. All right, let's talk about that. So here's the stocks that made the news, right? I want to analyze. We talked about coal. How about I put in a great stock to take advantage of the coal space? I put in a great stock to take advantage of the coal space. And I did this on Trending Thursday last week. Arch Coal. Now, what I want you to see about this space, watch this. I can right click. I'm going to view I want to view an industry graph. I want to show you this space. All right, coal, and why that story that I showed was important. A 3-month graph on the coal industry, all right, loading the graph of energy. Look at that. This is the 3-month graph of coal. I like bottom left, top right, steady move up. It pulled back right here. Look at that pullback. After that nice upward trend, found a level of support. Look at the stock's price moving up. Now, does it have some more downside to pull back again? Absolutely. But I've got a level of support right now sitting at the value of about $19.30. Folks, coal is not a slouch, and I don't want you to sleep on it. Look at that, folks. I don't need you to sleep. I know we talk a lot about clean energy. But coal ain't going away. All right, government is concerned. Let's go. Dave says, government is concerned about crypto. They ask you about your involvement in crypto in your tax return. I heard that was new. I haven't seen that on my tax return just quite yet. Marie says, we are not worried about daily volatility. I am a long-term investor, dividend stocks with married puts and the color guard strategy applied. So long-term, right now, when we talk about trending, when we talk about midday market, a lot of this may not be all long-term stuff, especially if I'm dealing with what's going on today. But look at that cold perspective, folks. I like this space. I like this space. Oh, and by the way, in case you don't know, I like this space. Don't sleep on this space. Right now, today is a down day. I wouldn't buy it today, but I'd look at about 12 cents higher than the high. The stock has just been moving. And John is right. Coal is number 6 RT ranked out of 221. Nobody talks about it. Nobody. I look at YouTube. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. So, can I help to keep you ahead of the curve? Hopefully I am. Hopefully I am. All right. What else is in here? I want to look at the top 4 moving today. AMD was in there with the chip story. Nike and Twitter were in here, and Boeing. These are the top 4 moving stocks for today. But there's Ford, Peps. Where's some of these? Where's all my? I had a story about Ford. I did have the story about Ford. Pepsi did well with earnings. Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman. Let's go take a look at these stocks that are moving up today. Let's go to view the stock graph. Let's go put on the quad thingy. Let's go take a look at them. All right. Waiting for a while that's going on. We go drink some of this Cafe Bustelo. Thanks to Kirby. Man, it's hot. The mayor of Miami is selling their state coin to make Miami tax-free living, and new mayor of New York put his first paycheck into New York coin. I'm telling you, I don't know if this is a ploy. I still think, wow, this is taking a minute. I still think that crypto has got some viability. It's got a lot more viability than it had a few years ago. How about that? I think it's got a lot more viability than it had a few years ago. I think that that's probably the best way to look at it. All right, let's go put these. Did I not put this in the quad thing? I thought I did. There we go. Wow, look at Nike. Nice move. Look at Nike. Nice move. That made the news. I don't know why this story didn't pop up. That was all on me. But look at Nike. Nice move. Boeing. As much as I like Boeing, I told you, I'm going to put this on a 3-month graph on Boeing. The news is there. It needs to catch up. How about that? As the stock is pulling back right now, let's put this, where's my quad thingy thing? As this stock is pulling back right now, the 3-8 are still intact. I'd like to see if it can stay. It's got a couple of headwinds of levels of resistance currently right now. Twitter, somebody said it was a dead cat bounce. Let's put this on a 3-month graph. It's trending lower. I don't disagree. It was trending lower. What is it doing now? Right now, it's a little bit of a sideways move on it. It's a little bit of a sideways move on it. And then AMD, nice jump up this morning, also sitting in a channel. When I buy any stock, I buy a 50-day put, 150-day put in case the stock goes up, and I will sell the puts again. You know, a good way to trade any company from a long-term perspective, I wouldn't buy the puts right off the bat, Marie. I would only buy the puts as a protective measure because I'm going to take the price appreciation along the way. That's the money that's being made. Because as I buy the puts, I've got to spend, I've got to lay out money. So I'm not going to do that until the stock shows me that it wants to pull back. Then I'll either buy the puts, especially if I'm trying to hold the stock long term, I'll buy the puts. If it's not a stock that I really super duperly really want to hold long term, I'll sell a call. All right, but I will normally not do it until the stock is showing me that it's falling. Here's Nike. Nike looks good, and this is today on 5-minute bars. Nike looks good, and this is today on 5-minute bars. Miss McClintock says Twitter was supposed to go up with Olympic texting. Well, that didn't quite happen, did it? Nike is buying Peloton, but the offer was rejected. There's a lot of people. There's a couple of people out there thinking about that they want to buy Peloton. Apple was in the mix. And that's why Peloton has been going up as much as it has. In case anybody is wondering, that's what's making Peloton go up as much as it is the idea that it's being set up to be bought. I think that it's a great health company. They put out great product, and they just got into some issues with little kids on the treadmill. I think that it's a great product overall, but news has it that they cut back on production of product because people weren't buying it. They are poised to be bought, so we'll see what happens with it. All right, so those are the stocks that I had that were making the news. Now, and again, here's my other stocks, but these were the four that were moving up as most today. Earnings this week. So many earnings coming out. So many earnings. So I looked at the top 34 stocks. These all should be companies that you know. All right, out of all of the stocks that I looked at, there's a lot of companies coming out for earnings. I tried to bring in the companies that you guys should know. All right, so that's the best way that I could try to do it, was to bring in those companies. And they're sorted by VST. The stocks that are going to have the highest probability of meeting or exceeding earnings, I sort by relative safety. The stocks that are going to be the less probable, like esports, Palantir. Palantir is a company I still like, but they got to make money. They are starting to make money. They've got so many contracts. This is the company that takes data, turns it into great usable information, and that's the core of their company. And they've got government contract after government contract, not just in the United States, but around the globe. And I still don't understand why the company's still not making money yet. I still don't. I think long-term it will. But right now the stock is grossly overvalued. So chances are they may miss earnings. Even though they have positive earnings, their relative safety values are nicely below 1. So the stocks are going to have the higher probability of meeting earnings. I got them sorted by relative safety. So I just wanted to bring that to the top of the list. Could you please show us how to find shorting opportunities on VectorVest? Sonny, if you're a VectorVest subscriber to the software, if you go to the unit search tool, we have a whole list, sorting short. Oh, for shorting. We've got a whole bunch of searches specifically for look at that. You want some shorting candidates? We've got searches specifically designed to help you to find stocks to sell short. Now, for those people who are not subscribers to the VectorVest system, go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. You can take a trial to everything that you're looking at. Sonny, you want to find some of the best stocks to short in the market? 99 cents gets you 30-day access to this VectorVest system. All right, so there you go, Sonny. Sonny, that's all the words I know to the song. Sonny. All right, I don't know. I'll hit the crickets button. I don't know why I wanted to sing that. It just felt like the right thing to do right then and there. All right, so earnings this week. Again, I'm only looking at 34. There's about 300, 400 stocks reporting this week. But I wanted to bring to the attention the ones that I think are going to have, by way of the VectorVest system, are going to have the higher chances of meeting or exceeding their earnings. All right, of meeting or exceeding their earnings. And the ones that have relative safeties below 1 doesn't mean that they're going to miss. The probability is that they should miss, most likely. Groupon reports this week. Fossil, Yeti, Barrick Gold, a couple of gold stocks reporting. Roku, Denny's, Walmart. Again, I put in all of the names to the song. Miss McClintock says that's about all the words to the song. I think there's more words to that. It wasn't Marvin Gaye, Rick. That wasn't Marvin Gaye. Somebody back me up on that. That wasn't a Marvin Gaye song. I'm nine times out of 10. Hey, Joey, who sang Sonny? I don't know why I asked Joey. Joey knows nothing about music. Absolutely nothing. Scratch that I even asked Joey for that. Joey knows. No, he's got kids. He knows this is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. That's about the only songs he knows. All right. So it wasn't Bill Withers either. And it wasn't woman, Miss McClintock. It wasn't a woman. Bobby Hebb. Somebody's got to help me out with that song. I don't remember. It wasn't a woman. I remember that it's like a 70s song. Needed the band in the back. It was a 70s song. All right. Let's talk about the fastest sectors in the software. And now we go back to the Unisearch tool. And from the Unisearch tool, I usually do a delta. Delta searches sectors. Hallie Weston something. Look at that. You guys are going back in time. I tell you, I got you guys thinking. You need to Google it. Hallie Weston something. There you go. I'm telling you, I just took you all back in time. Let's do a 10-day RT delta to see what sectors are moving right now. Let's go see. Look at that leisure. Oh, what stocks are in there? What stocks have I been talking about prior to the Super Bowl? What stocks are in there? Type them in the room. I've been talking about those stocks prior to the Super Bowl. What stocks are in it? Was it Boney M? Oh, was it Taboola? Was it? Well, I don't know. I'm going to hold you guys to that. What stocks are in leisure that your Uncle Glenn were telling you about before the Super Bowl took place? Something stocks I wanted you to keep your eyes on. You guys remember? You guys remember? If not, hold on, I got to sneeze. Oh, gosh. Excuse me, sorry. DraftKings, travel stocks were in there. Somebody said it was Bobby Hebb. Thank you, Mary. It was Bobby Hebb who sang that song. Rick said the same thing. So the stocks that I was talking about that were in here, view the stocks in the sector. Uncle Glenn is a little creepy these days. Get over it, Jay. Let's go to the top 50. The stocks that I was really talking about prior to the Super Bowl were the gambling stocks, the gaming stocks, like Boyd Gaming. Sorted by VST in that whole space of leisure, number 3. We've got Boyd Gaming. What else is up here? Six Flags, Churchill, no. Carnival, Live Nation, that was for music. Man, that was the only stock out of the space of the gambling stocks. MGM is here. Caesars was in this list. We talked about that as well. But it looks like the biggest stock coming out of that foray of gambling stocks was Boyd Gaming. All right, so interesting. Let's go sort this by percentage price change. Let's see what stocks are moving the fastest today out of the fastest moving sector. Ooh, a lot of low dollar stocks. So I'm going to look at the stocks that are at least $1. That one, that one, that one. Ooh, that's a lot. And that one. Right click. Let's view the stock graph. So these are all in the leisure space. Put some 3-month graph. Put me on to the quad thingy. Let's go take a look. Put me on the quad thingy here. MITQ got smoked this morning, but look at the rebound happening now. I'm looking at, no. Hold on. Intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. Look at that move. Nicely moved up this morning. Found a level of resistance, pulled back down, found a nice level of support. Look at that bounce. Let's see if we can get up higher than that. Sunny yesterday, my wife was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. There you go. Taboola put the words up there. And so did Miss McClintock. Look at that. Look at that. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Glenn, when you said the 70s music, I was going to say Rick James, and we know you can sing like Rick James. Ooh. She's a very freaky girl. The kind you don't take home to mama. All right, crickets. All right, so Eddie. Oh, I love this place. I love this place. Oh, man, you guys are awesome. I know Energy just typed in, huh? I know. You never know what you're going to get here. This is live. This ain't Memorex. You never know what you're going to get here. Dave says, nope. All right, MITQ, a little bit of channeling right now. I'd like to see if we could break out above the high. eBet, another sports betting company, nicely moved up this morning, pulled back. I'm not feeling as warm and fuzzy as I am about MITQ. MSGM, I'm not feeling the volume. CPXGF, I'm not feeling the volume. These I like more so, but I really do like the MITQ coming out of that space today. coming out of that space today. All right, so Glenn, I didn't know you couldn't sing. I'm sure you did know that I couldn't sing. Joey, can I sing?
Crickets.
Joey wants me to push crickets. All right, so that was a good way of just going through the fastest sectors by relative time over the last 2 weeks. That's what that delta was. Go back to the delta. I'm looking over the last 2 weeks to see what the movers and the shakers were. Notice that leisure was up. How much? Leisure over the last 2 weeks was up 20 some odd percent over the last 2 weeks, 27%. That's a mover and the shaker. It's number 16. It's number 16 in the 41 sectors. I love to show you the movers and the shakers to get you in a little earlier than in the moves. Rogers, Hammerstein, and Jerome Kern. What? Was that done in 1963? No, it wasn't done in 1963. All right, let's go to my next watch list, which is industry ETFs. I like to use this for the purposes of seeing where the money is going today. I've got all of the major indices: oil, copper and gold, energy, gold bugs, financial, consumer staples, gas, everything. And on a day like today where the market is like, the money is going into gas. Now, it's interesting because when gas moves, it moves. Believe you me, I know. Woo! When gas moves, it moves. But when it doesn't and it gets smoked, it does. So be careful with gas. It could be good today and gone tomorrow. Gas is that volatile. If I go look at that, view the stock graph of it, it can definitely put on a 3-month graph. It's here to look at that. It's a very gappy spot. How many of you play gas? How many of you play gas? It's a tough spot to be in. You can, if you think you can sing. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. That's on Facebook. How many of you play gas? And if you do, you all know how tough it can be. When I can look at any stock that gaps as much as it does, folks, it's tough. Sunny is a soul jazz song written by Bobby Hebb. It was in 1963. All right. It's one of the most performed and recorded popular songs. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. It was, and I thought it was the 70s. That's why gas is called the Widowmaker. Wow. Wow. Crickets. That's why the gas is Glenn's gas reference. Listen, it is what it is. I ain't lying. All right. So gas can make you money, but look at this gap before it went back up. Be careful. Be careful playing gas. All right, be careful playing gas. But that's where the money's going today. Next one is Spiders Trust SBI. After that, comm servers. There's money going into 600 today too. About 0.2% higher. On the fly. Oh, you know what I wanted to look at today? Because crypto was so big as far as commercials, I wanted to look at the crypto stocks that we track. Now, for those of you out there, we don't track actual cryptocurrency. Why? Because it's a currency. Just like we don't track foreign currency, foreign exchange. We don't track any currencies, but we have stocks that are attached to the crypto space, like the miners and things of that. I got a lot of miners here. So when I look at this, I want to show you something else. So crypto, the crypto space has been jacked up, right? Right click. I've got 20 stocks in here, all dealing with crypto. I want to look at the graph of this. I'll put this on a 3-month graph. Crypto has just been beaten up, folks. And this is why I say, I wonder if the goal for these commercials, put on a 6-month graph, I wonder if the goal for these commercials was to stave off all of this and bring new money into the space. How many of you agree with that? Type of 1. How many of you agree with that? This could be the possibility to get a lot of new eyeballs on the crypto space, because that's a big move down. That's the biggest move. Let's put this on a 1-year graph. That even looks like it's bigger than that move. Even this move looks bigger than this move. How many of you feel that this is an opportunity to get a lot of new millennials on board to get new money into here. Type of 1. If you really don't care, type of 2. If you really don't care, type of 2. Come on, Facebook people, talk to me. Come on, Facebook people, talk to me. So there was a lot of emphasis on crypto, but I wanted to bring that to the forefront. Out of the stocks that we're looking at, I wanted you to see where we stand. Crypto's been getting beat since about November of last year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's been getting beat. A lot of people don't care, and that's cool. I'll take that. All I say is, from those people who don't care, just keep your eyes on it. Keep it in the back of your minds, because it's going to play a role. It really is going to play a role. John says, Glenn, crypto is the worst industry. It probably is. All right. It's gotten smoked. All right. So I wanted to bring that to the forefront with all of the pushing of crypto in the Super Bowl. I wanted to take a look at the industry, or the stocks that we look at for this industry, to show you exactly where we are right now. Speculative plays, I always bring out some stocks for you to keep your eyes on. Crypto is 222 out of 222. Where's gold, John? Gold shouldn't be that far from it. Gold shouldn't be that far from it. Real tough stopped in 2001. I think, but the SEC and government are getting more involved, not positively. You know something? A lot of people thought that once the government does get involved, that it would expedite the viability of crypto. Once the government can get some money out of that. Just think about that too, right? All right. Some speculative plays. These are stocks that caught my attention as being set up. A couple of them are sell. These are speculative. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means you're not going to put all your money behind them. These are speculative plays. Let's talk about it. Put them on a 3-month graph. A lot of these, I like CDZI. Now, if I go look at the fundamentals of the stock, they're not there. This is why it's considered to be speculative. I like the setup, though. I like the 3.8 are about to cross. I'd wait for the 3.8 to cross. It's inexpensive stock, and I like the volume behind it. CDZIs, utility. This is cyclical. This is the time utilities take off, all right? This time of the year. I do like ALPP electronics components. I like it's getting above average in volume. I like RT is rising. Look at the 3.8. Nice open candle today, sitting at $1.69. All right. Remember, folks, speculative plays. What I don't like about this, even though I brought this up as a speculative play, I don't like the big wicks at the top of these candles. Some selling pressure is coming into play. All right. The volume has been RT is rising overall since it went above the value of 1. I love the combination of RT above 1 with the 3.8 cross. Put those two together, folks. That may not be bad. Oh, John says gold miners are 106. So maybe crypto is really, 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 really bad. Is there a way to short crypto? In the VectorVest software, we've got a couple of, we got coin, which really looks at the futures. You'd probably look for a crypto ETF, a contra ETF. That's probably the best way to go. Or you can short any of the crypto stocks that we have in here. I would think for the best part, can anybody give me a crypto contra? If there's a crypto contra, Jim, that's probably the best way you want to go. That would be my opinion. Can anybody give me a crypto contra? A crypto contra. That would be ideal for you, Jim. All right, what else is in here? Let's. What's all of that, Joey? You trying to catch my attention? No, I'm almost there. All right. What else was here? EPM, you done with EPM? I do like that too, sitting at a high. Love the volume on that. Stock is moving higher. And today's big movers. All right, that's just in the software, the stocks that have gone up the most. Look at that, BDSI. I couldn't find any specific news on BDSI. I'm not even going to put this in the quad thingy. I just want to look at the graphs. Again, these are just moving today. Look at that, BDSI. Oh, I thought that could be a buyout. I'm thinking that could be a buyout. Yeah, I'm thinking that could be a buyout. That's why it's moved. What else? CNR moved up nicely today. Was that an earnings play? No, it wasn't, but I don't like the closed candle. If you were in the stock prior to the gap up, you're lovely. You're making bank. I wouldn't buy it today because the stock's price is pulling back. Big mover today. Excuse me, Kelly Services. I got earnings on. This was an earnings play. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful open candle. Very little wick at the top. And the last one is Collagen Pharmaceutical. That was not an earnings play. This is probably a news play, but look at all that give back. A lot of profit taking going on. It's one of the biggest mover stocks today. Last but not least, Wall Street Bets. The top stock in Wall Street Bets right now is GME. Down the line is AMC. I'm seeing a lot of people trying to shrug off these meme stocks. All right. No matter where you sit, I got in last week. I got out last week. I'm making short-term gains on these stocks. Neither one of these stocks I want to hold any longer anyway. BDSI is a takeover. That's what it looked like. That's what it looks like. Big money wants out of crypto is in trouble with this president. I don't know yet. I haven't seen anything that said anything like that, Robert, so I cannot confirm nor deny that. I cannot confirm nor deny that. You wanted to look at GTE. Was GTE, did I not have GTE in one of my stocks? I'll put that in here. This is not a Wall Street bet stock. My thoughts on GTE in this list. Oh, I swear that this was in one of my lists. I swear it was in my, was it not in my speculative? I had that.
GTE?
I swore I'd looked at that. No, I just put it into this list. I just added it to the list. That wasn't one of the WSB stocks. Yeah, it was something. I thought it was in my speculative plays. Was it in my speculative plays? I think it was in my speculative plays. Oh, it is. It is. Oh, all right. I like this stock. See, I looked at the top four. But in my, no. I like the stock. That's why it's in my speculative plays. That's why it's in my speculative plays. And I go to view the stock. I knew that stock was there. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Did I not talk about this today? Did I miss that? I swore I just talked. I like the stock. All right, I don't remember. I like the stock. I'm done. These are the Wall Street bet. Where's my Wall Street bets? Here's my Wall Street bet stocks. And Wall Street bets could either hurt or help a company. Most talked about again is GME and AMC. Palantir is on the list, up 3.5%. Tesla's on the list, pushing 3%. Hawaiian Holdings is on the list, pushing. So 4 of the stocks that are top named out of the top 12 Wall Street bet stocks are up in excess of 2%, and 3 out of the 4 of them are sell recommendations. So maybe Wall Street bets is pushing. I always give you the top 12. Friday's video. You talk about Friday's video for this Friday? I already have an idea. Me and Joey talked about an idea. What was our idea, Joey? EV stocks. I was thinking about EV stocks. I was going to do a 2-part video this week. One for Tuesday. I'm going to do an early video for you tomorrow. Was it tomorrow or Wednesday, Joey?
Tomorrow. I'm
going to do an early video for you tomorrow about EV charging stations, and I'm going to do a 6 p.m. video on Friday, part 2. That's what it's going to be. So it's going to be EV charging. I'm going to give you the full story behind it. I'm done. Hey, did you guys enjoy today? I love trying to step back a little bit, have a little bit of fun, but I want you guys to learn. If you learned a little something, let me back up. Again, if it was worth your time being here today, hit the like button. How many likes do we have? 106. That's awesome. All right, if it was worth your time to be here, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I would love to see you subscribe to the channel. That's the only way that we can grow the channel. We saw a couple of people subscribe. Thank you very much for doing that. And with that, man, I got to go, right? So you know how I sign off. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha. To all my peeps in Hawaii, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Don't forget to share this video. It's going to be on our YouTube channel. Share this video with people you know. Let them come see what we do here on VectorVest. Until next time, folks, see ya!